We're live.
You are.
Russ, are you alive?
I'm hanging on.
You hanging on?
I'll keep holding on.
Welcome to 4K Kings live. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
That's right. Happy Valentine's Day to my wife, Matt.
A special Valentine's Day episode. Look, in the booth, how are we doing, Lindsay, the producer?
Catching flashbacks.
Are we muted?
Looking good. Hello, hello.
Yeah, you could close that one window. That'd be perfect. Now we don't have any more echoing. Now Russ isn't distracted. I need you present for Valentine's Day, Russ. No phones, no
I need
kids.
a present for Valentine's Day too, Matt. What'd you get me?
Nothing this time.
Did you get me Kindergarten Cop?
No, not this time. Only
Did you
one
get
for
me
me.
the Kindergarten Cop 4K?
Only one for me. No, I did not get you any Kindergarten Cop. But thanks for joining. Thank you for being here. If you are, I don't think anybody that's joining right now is new to the channel. I think these are our fans, our diehards, people that love coming and talking about the things we love to talk about.
Yeah.
So, Russ, before we jump into anything, how is everyone doing out there tonight? How is everyone doing on Valentine's Day? Where is everybody from? Where are you tuning in from? I know we've got some folks sometimes from the UK that like to chime in.
Yes.
5 hours ahead, almost bedtime.
I think it's genius that we decided to do this today, because if we have a low turnout, we have an excuse.
It wasn't us.
Yes, it's Valentine's Day, and as we all know, the Venn diagram of physical media collectors,
Yes.
and healthy people in relationships, that's like just one circle.
And happy, I also want
I
to
just
say,
want to insult everybody who's watching this.
if you're watching this, you're a loser. Get a date. Get a life. 4K Kings on Valentine's Day? You freaking kidding me?
They're probably watching like, you're the assholes filming it.
I know. I was just thinking the same thing. I was like, we're the idiots who have nothing else to do either. But I did want to say happy Valentine's Day to Lindsay the producer. Lindsay the producer in there helping us out as always. Thank you so much. She's running the boards, running the comments, saying hi every once in a while.
There's no place I'd rather be.
Oh, happy Valentine's Day to you. Where is everybody from? We getting any specific shout outs in there?
Yeah, we've got, hey, it's me and HD is from Texas.
Texas.
So is someone else was from Texas, but now I've lost my spot.
The
Off to a good
Lexus
start.
I'm talking
New
over
Metal
Lindsay.
Ricky is from Scotland.
New Metal Ricky's from Scotland. Hello, brother.
Brent Madison from Vermont.
Vermont in the house.
Jacob Fry, he's from the ATL area.
Some ATL.
Oh, and Eric DeLeon is from Dallas, Texas.
Eric DeLeon from Dallas, Texas. Couple Texans out there. Where are we
Yeah.
from, Russ? The
We're
PHL area?
I was about to say the greater Philadelphia area.
We're on the East Coast.
We're in the place where everybody's crying over Carl Weathers.
I was just about to say, how about that? Poor Carl
It does
Weathers.
suck.
It does suck.
Rest in peace.
I know. It's such a shame.
Dude, I mean, if you think about it, that man's been a part of a few iconic things, not just one, not just Rocky. You got Predator,
True.
Action Jackson. I like Action Jackson.
I
That's a
never-
great
I
movie.
know, I
I
didn't-
remember watching that as a kid, dude. Sharon Stone, Craig T. Nelson, dude. Craig T. Nelson's the bad guy.
Yeah. What about Happy Gilmore?
I hate that movie.
But he's in that.
Don't bring up that.
How about Combat Carl from Toy Story 4?
Really?
Yeah.
Carl Weathers was in Toy Story
And he plays a
4?
character name or a toy called Combat Carl.
I
got-
saw Toy Story. That's the one. That's the one with the autistic spoon, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
He's got
I
like
saw
2
that.
lines and they're perfect.
The autistic spoon has 2 lines.
The Carl Weathers action doll.
Oh,
Combat Carl.
I
So
had no
anyway,
idea. How did I
rest
not
in
know
peace,
that?
Carl. We clearly
wow.
are really broken up.
Well, yeah. Jokes aside, that's another iconic franchise.
He knows how to dabble. He
Yeah,
dips
they're
in
all
there.
franchises too. Rocky, Predator, Toy Story.
Yeah. What else was Carl Weathers doing? Anybody out there know? Anybody?
I saw him at a convention once.
How'd that go?
Honestly, it was sad.
Was it?
It
Why? Because nobody was going to his booth?
His line, it was completely empty.
Why?
His price was ridiculous.
What was it?
I don't recall exactly what it was. This was many years ago, but I remember thinking to myself, like, wow, even at a place like this, like Predator and Rocky's not going to get that much love. And I'm not kidding. Like, dude, no line.
What would
like
you?
if you just looked over, he was sitting behind a desk looking at his phone with nobody around.
Well, I know you love going to those things.
That's how dude, I would have met him. I fucking grew up on Rocky and all that. Like, but if it was too much even for me, and I'm an idiot who would spend money on that kind of thing, it must have been too much.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. What would it have been worth? What would you have paid?
At the time, because these things, they kind of go with inflation. Over the years, it gets more and more expensive. Around that time, I want to say this was 10 years ago, for him, a reasonable price in my mind, I could see him doing even 50 for like a photo and autograph.
You would have done 50?
For the photo and autograph combo, yes, I think his status is worth 50. And for reference, that's pretty high. Mm-hmm. That's not like bottom. That's not, hey, you were in Nightmare on Elm Street 4. That's 50. Mm-hmm. For instance, when I met John Carpenter, it was like 80 or something.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you John Carpenter is not $80 today.
No. What would you have had Carl Weathers sign? I know you like having them sign funny things. Did you have anything in mind?
I didn't even really think about it too much because I knew I wasn't going to approve it. What would I? I don't know. Because, I mean, a lot of times, for those, I guess we should explain. Whenever I go to those things, I always ask the celebrities, whoever I'm meeting, I always try to think of the most absurd line that they've said.
Yeah.
And I always get them to write, to Russ. For instance, when I met Ernie Hudson, everybody's talking to him about Ghostbusters. I asked him to write from Hand That Rocks the Cradle, don't fuck with me, R word.
And he wrote it.
He fucking wrote it. He's like, to Russ, don't fuck with me, R word. Ernie Hudson. That's
wow.
Great. Dude, he was one of the coolest, too. He was awesome.
Carl Weathers could have been cool, but you didn't meet him.
I know.
You didn't pay the money.
It's sad. And honestly, I would have expected him. It was funny. My wife didn't really know who he was. And I was trying to explain to him. I was like, honestly, this would be like hearing if Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone died. It's like that out of the blue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because by all...
He was young.
Exactly. He was young. And, I mean, we all presume he was in peak, especially for his age. I mean, he was always in great physical condition, So that would have been my explanation, or that was my explanation to her, was that it would be the equivalent of Stallone or Schwarzenegger dying, right? You agree?
I don't know. Schwarzenegger dying is the same as Carl Weathers?
I'm talking about in age and...
Oh, it's the surprise factor?
Yeah. Not the movies and shit, no.
How much you care, I mean?
Not even that will vary from person to person. I mean, literally, just like age, surprise factor. They're all in great shape, around the same time. They were relevant.
Well, let's not stay on this too long, Russ. I'm getting depressed. It's
That's what I'm here for.
It's Valentine's Day. It's Valentine's. Can anyone
Let me know in the comments, who is the most depressed out there?
Who is the most depressed after hearing Russ talk about poor Carl Weathers and his untimely death? Maybe we can brighten it up. What is everyone's go-to romance film for Valentine's Day? I was asked that earlier. I have no romance films queued up. Well,
it's funny. I used to watch the same one for years.
Which one?
I'm an obsessive person. So when I was younger, for instance, after 6th grade, I always made it a point to put on Dazed and Confused on the last day of school every year. Doesn't mean I sat down, especially as years went on. I didn't finish it every time.
Yeah. Because
I was probably getting high myself. But it went... You threw me for a loop with that reaction, Matt. But yeah, every year I would attempt to put that on. And it was another Linklater movie. From 8th grade on, I would always put on Before Sunrise every Valentine's Day.
Before Sunrise. Did you put it on today?
I haven't done that in many. I've gotten a life since. I'm talking about when I was a kid.
I got it. So that, you would give that as a recommendation for a Valentine's Day movie? Or a romance film?
I mean, if we want to talk, it's weird, my thoughts on that movie. When I was younger, that movie's very idealistic. So yeah, it is. Yes, that's my recommendation. That's
Who would recommend?
Yes, it's very idealistic and romantic and sweet, so yes.
Can some people in the chat give me some recommendations? The things I tend to gravitate towards or buy for the, home video library very rarely are romance related. I probably scrape together 10 if I'm lucky.
I watched our collection video. You have a few.
I have a couple.
Coming to America.
That's a romance. Okay.
That is 100% a romance film.
All right, Russ. You're making me feel better now. I'm not cold and dead inside.
It is literally about a prince finding his queen, and they meet up in the end, and there's a big speech in front of strangers about how much he loves her. That is literally a fairy tale romance film.
To be.
I thought you were doing Just Let Your Soul Glow.
I haven't seen Coming to America in so long.
Yeah, that was been terrible.
What are people recommending out there for romance? Can we get any ideas? What should we be watching with our loved ones?
You own Eternal Sunshine.
Okay, I said I could scrape together 10, Russ. Okay.
That's my pick. We've got a lot of people chiming in. So we have,
Who do we have?
Serendipity. You like that, don't you, Matt? Didn't you like
Serendipity. Oh, is that the one with Harrison Ford?
No.
Wait, what's that?
What is-
Selena?
what's
Sabrina?
Serendipity? Oh no, that's John Cusack. isn't it?
Serendipity. I don't know
you
that
don't
one.
like
Diane Lane.
Clearly.
That must have been my ex-boyfriend that
Yeah, great.
I think it's John Cusack and Diane Lane. I remember the cover. I never saw it.
Okay, Serendipity.
We've got La La Land
La La Land.
Oh,
by
Umbrellas of
Usama.
Cherbourg.
Love Actually says Dom.
Love Actually. I've never seen. Like everyone I know has.
I haven't either.
You haven't?
And I'm going to be honest. I want to.
All right.
I just want to. It's definitely a classic. Even without seeing it, I've, inferred that from society.
Yeah.
Oh, Hey, It's Me in HD said Brokeback Mountain.
Brokeback Mountain. That's
a
a great one.
movie.
That's great. I don't own that, but that is great. Has that been out in 4K yet? I don't think so, right?
I'd pick it up
I'd
on
probably pick
4K.
that up. Yeah.
Oh, also The Shape of Water.
Shape of
Okay.
Water, that's
All
a great
right.
one,
All
too.
right. Maybe I've got more than I thought.
think
Thank you guys. You're making me
thinking-
feel better.
I think
We
you're
also
thinking
have a couple shout-outs
traditional.
for Twilight.
Twilight series.
You're thinking more traditional romance, I think. You're thinking like rom-coms, or is that what's on your mind? 'Cause,
Maybe.
Yeah, Shape of Water, all that.
Okay. That's a good. You're right. More dramatic romance. More deep
Yeah.
romance. I'm thinking like She's the One.
There you go. You own that. I know you're a fan of that film.
Someone Like You.
There you go.
I don't have that.
You have it on DVD. I have it on DVD.
How about Down to You?
Nah, you lost me there, man. Get out of here, dude.
No Down to Me? No Julia Stiles and Freddie Prinze?
I've never liked Julia Stiles.
Me neither.
I don't know what it is.
Or Freddie
I don't
Prinze
know.
for that matter.
No,
Someone Like You I love.
No, Freddie Prinze Jr. is top fucking 5, dude.
Greg Kinnear always pisses me off too, but he doesn't bother me
See
in
his
Someone Like
performance
You.
in On the Waterfront?
No, I did not.
Nah, Julia Stiles just always looks angry.
Yeah, she's got like a frown. Permanent
And I
frown.
don't mean that in some misogynist way. Like, hey, girl, you got to smile. I just mean she just always does. I don't know. She just always looks angry to me.
Lindsay, the producer's got something in there. What do you got for us?
Patrick Swayze has also come up now. We've got
Patrick.
Ghost, recommended by Adinier, and Dirty Dancing from Sarah Best.
Sarah Best with the old Patrick Swayze love with Dirty Dancing and a Denier with Ghost. I do have Ghost, so
You guys forgot Point Break.
the next collection video will be only romances. It'll be our
Gary
entire
Busey and Keanu
romance
Reeves in
collection.
Point Break.
And hopefully I have more than 10.
I don't know.
Did you say Keanu Reeves and
I said Gary Busey and Keanu
Oh.
Reeves relationship in Point
Johnny
Break.
Utah and Bodie? They have kind of a romance.
are.
All right.
Look at that tan line.
Look at that tan line. Oh my gosh! Any other romance
Ghost,
faves out
yeah.
there?
Roadhouse.
Just correct. These are actually helping me realize how wrong I was in saying that.
Yeah, dude. Roadhouse is one of the most romantic lovemaking scenes I've ever witnessed on film. Remember the way he just lifts Kelly Lynch up and like fucking pins her against the wall?
That's pretty romantic
Yeah, dude. That's Valentine's Day
material,
magic.
is it? What else we got out there?
We've got True Romance.
True romance,
And A Life Less Ordinary.
life less ordinary. We just talked about that.
Do you literally remember that the way, like, dude, Swayze's like holding her up there for a long time. I don't even know how you do that.
It's
how,
really
how
hard.
do you fornicate in that manner?
It's very hard.
It's very hard.
It's
You've done
tough. You had to be
Anyway,
It's hard.
so Life Less Ordinary.
Happy Valentine's Day.
What was the suggestion before Life Less Ordinary? Oh, True Romance. True Romance.
True romance.
I don't know if I consider that a romance. I know it's in the title, but do you?
I mean, it's
I
about
guess.
their romance
Yeah.
and how crazy it is.
Yeah.
You just said Point Break. And you're
Well,
not
I
going to
was-
give them that?
Fair enough.
All
You're
right, then.
You're right.
Well, we got one more. I heard an awe in the booth.
Oh, I
Who
used to love this one when I was younger. It Can Happen to You with Nick Cage.
It Can Happen to You. Nick
Bridget
Cage
Fonda.
and who else? Bridget Fonda and Rosie Perez, right?
Yes.
I never saw it.
Rosie P.
Leaving
Rosie P.
Las Vegas.
Love affair with alcohol.
There's a love story in that.
Yeah.
Beyond the alcohol.
Beyond the alcohol. All right. Well, we'll
Valley
jot
Girl?
we'll jot some of those down. Maybe I'll see if I think sounds like I'll jot. Sounds like I have them all, so I don't really guess need to jot anything down. Sounds
Honestly,
like
you're
I've been
probably
wrong.
safe just running through Nicolas Cage's filmography.
It's got a lot of good ins in there.
They're all romantic films.
Very romantic.
Raising Arizona.
He's just in love with himself. I guess that counts. Anything else new with you, Russ? Anything else new going on? See any movies lately? since I've seen you last?
I have.
Yeah, what do you got?
Actually, I picked up from Vinegar Syndrome, Matt. I got my hands on this copy of eXistenZ.
Oh, what did you think?
eXistenZ. Yeah, it was a blind buy. I had never seen it before, and I did watch it while buying, or when I picked it up. I'm not mad that I bought it. I'm not mad I bought it.
It sounds like a very kind review you're about to give.
Yes, I've been duped in the past. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
With blind buys, I'm not mad at picking this up.
Okay.
No, there's no way in hell this is top 10 Cronenberg or anything like that.
Or how early is this?
It's 99.
99.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I went in with low expectations. It's better. It's better than I thought. This is the movie. I'll tell you this. I think The Matrix ate its lunch.
Yeah.
Just the premise is a little too
Matrix-like.
It is, and of course that came out in the same year, and mopped the floor with everything else.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this: it is damn near directly referencing Videodrome in a lot of parts.
Really?
Yeah, and it's kind of imagine Videodrome, but with a video game that you plug yourself into. I'll tell you one thing: it's funny watching it today for the first time. It's like, oh damn, we're basically here. Like
I know
it's like we're basically already doing what this movie is implicating is terrible and horrible. Yeah. But nah, dude, Jude Law, he's good in it. Jennifer Jason Leigh is good in it. It's definitely Dafoe, he's in it. It's not bad at all. I'd give it a solid 3.
Solid 3. I mean?
Yeah. And I think I'm even gauging that based on his previous work. Like I'm comparing it, and in comparison, wow, this suffers. But if this was anybody else who made this in 1999, I think it might even have higher reverence.
Yeah.
But I think when you're looking at it through, oh, this is Cronenberg, it's like, well, this isn't Videodrome, this isn't The Fly. You know what I mean?
What do the people out there think?
But it's not. I'll tell you what, it's not half as bad as its reputation. Like I said, I always heard terrible things about this movie.
That packaging looks really nice.
It does.
I mean,
and that's what, I like. I pride myself on certain directors. If a 4K Cronenberg stellar release comes out, I want to own it.
Yeah.
And that's why I blind bought it. But,
okay.
I typically don't blind buy 4Ks.
And you feel like you'd be revisiting this anytime soon?
Dude, just like his earlier horror work, I think it's less than 90 minutes.
Okay.
It's short, it's breezy. I could revisit this, definitely. It got me thinking even more. Dude, Jude Law is a great actor.
I do like Jude Law.
I don't think he's ever gotten that defining role. But I think, dude, especially back then, I was thinking about him in this, around this time period. Say what you will about the films themselves, but I mean, like regardless of what you think of AI, he's great in that movie. Road to Perdition, he's phenomenal in that movie. Remember him in that?
Yeah.
The dude who's chasing Tom Hanks the whole time.
The
photographer guy.
I had never known who he was until that point, and he's in a different sort of character.
Movie. I Heard Huckabees.
Yes,
and I know
love him in that.
And I know exactly. I know we joked the most about Mark Wahlberg in that movie. Mark Wahlberg is the obvious funniest one, but dude, he's hilarious in that. When he tells that stupid Shania, it's like that shit-eating grin he has with the Shania Twain story and all that. He's perfect in it.
He is perfect.
And that's watching this. That was my biggest takeaway. Was wow, I didn't realize how much I dig Jude Law. I got to watch more Jude Law movies.
I've never been upset by anything. I mean, I've never watched any of his romances when he did Alfie.
I watched that.
Any of these other types of movies, I never saw any of those. But the ones you mentioned, I really did like. And yes, Road to Perdition, he scared me in that movie. Yeah. And he had pulled his own hair out in real life to portray that character. He looked really messed up, and he did it beautifully. And I'd never known who he was. Caught my eye.
But I'd say, I mean, I'll tell you this: if there's other Cronenberg joints out there that you haven't seen, you can hold off on eXistenZ. But you're not going to waste your time watching it. You won't be pissed off when it's over or anything.
You hear that, everyone out there? You can hold steady.
You can.
Don't waste your time yet if you have other Cronenberg things to watch.
Where's that fucking weirdo who insulted the hell out of us and was the guy who got he was so mad because of Casualties of War that I said you should hold off on Casualties of War for a minute. And then he
someone got mad at you for that?
It's that prick who was remember he wrote that long
Are you out there?
Who wrote that long paragraph. because I researched, I was like, why is this guy so angry? And then
He's angry.
He was on our live stream
Was
one
he?
time.
Was he being
and
angry there, too?
I saw it later.
If you're out
He
there and you're
started a
angry,
whole
you better let me know right now.
This dude started a whole conversation about casualties of war. We weren't even fucking talking about it. It was funny when I was watching it. And then it got me thinking, like, damn, dude, I don't hate Casualties of War.
Yeah.
Like, why are you putting me in this camp? I'd give it, it's a great movie. I was just saying, out of all the Brian De Palma films you haven't seen, you should see Carrie before you see Casualties of War.
You should hold off.
But apparently that guy held on to it because, wow, he eviscerated our asses in the comments on one video.
I don't think he liked the term hold off.
Oh, gee,
Don't hold off.
But that was the only thing I could really point to as to, like, what set this guy off.
What set him off?
Because it was like, dude, it was two separate occasions where Casualties of War, he's just holding on to it.
Yeah.
And now he's making me hate the fucking movie. I hate it now.
Casualties of War always made me feel weird inside.
Oh, you've seen it?
I have.
Oh,
But
Jesus Christ, we're not even arguing about anything then.
and
I thought you never saw that.
I have.
Oh, shit. There, you can rest easy, whoever you are out there.
I watched it around the time it came out. Like I was of that age, and it made me feel very uncomfortable.
You wouldn't even understand it.
It made me feel very weird.
They're literally redoing the massacre, the Vietnam thing.
Yeah, it's horrible.
What's it called? It's escaping me. Yes, thank you. Yeah, like that would have been.
All the like,
And it would have been horrifying.
I mean, Sean Penn. As much as I love Sean Penn, he was like he kind of horrified me in that movie too. At that age,
Sean Penn in that movie.
yeah, at that age, he was like,
Oh yeah.
God. And poor Michael J. Fox, who all I knew was like Marty McFly. I'm like, why is he in this movie? What's happening? Like,
Is this Back to the Future 4?
oh my God, like he's in the middle of it. He's clearly like, where am I? And
Marty.
I'm sitting here watching it like, why am I watching this?
Marty, we're in Vietnam.
Marty,
You gotta
jumping
get out of here.
gigawatts.
We gotta get out of here. What? It's Sean Penn. He's an asshole.
What are we gonna need, Doc? A bolt of lightning. A bolt of lightning in the middle of Vietnam. Oh my God. Well, that sounds great, Russ. For anyone that hasn't seen eXistenZ or Casualties of War, it probably wouldn't make me feel as weird today, but it's definitely there's uncomfortable moments.
No, it's a good movie, but
But it's uncomfortable.
damn it, this guy got what he wanted. Not only did
Now
you
you're
see,
talking about it.
Not only did you see Casualties of War, but we're debating.
I saw it before all those other ones. He wins.
God damn it, that guy's a legend.
He playing the long game. He knew what he was doing. Well, you know what I saw? Poor Things.
You poor thing.
I know. I saw Poor Things. There were some people talking about Poor Things the last time we were live and asking had we seen it yet. And I had said that I really wanted to see it. I'm a huge fan of the director. I hope I don't butcher his name. Yorgos Lanthimos. I don't know how to say his name, but huge fan of his. Love The Favorite. Love Killing the Sacred Deer. I did see Dogtooth, which is a little bit uncomfortable and odd as well. I don't know. I didn't see The Lobster. Did you see The Lobster?
I've only seen Killing of It. Oh no, I've seen Killing of a Sacred Deer and The Favorite.
So we're both kind of in the same boat, except I saw that other kind of weird, like almost first movie that he did.
And we've never seen The Lobster.
No, I haven't seen The Lobster, but I love how this guy is sort of just my frame of reference is The Favorite, Killing of a Sacred Deer, and this Dogtooth one. But all of them have, and he does such a great job creating like a mood, whether it's quirky or like uncomfortable. Like Killing of a Sacred Deer made me uncomfortable a lot because that was supposed to, whereas The Favorite is like more of a quirky thing, and this one could be considered maybe a little bit quirky as
I'd
well.
consider it quirky just off the trailer.
There you have it. But he's great at whatever that mood is he's trying to strike. He's great at doing that. Like there's probably a handful of directors that you can count that are like do an awesome like thriller, but can also do an awesome quirky indie drama, but can also do like those kinds of
He's like
things.
a suspenseful Wes Anderson.
Maybe, yeah. He's got that like visual style that you can tell right away that this is him. The certain lenses he uses, the costuming that he does. It's very, very unique per project, I would say. And this is definitely no different. This was very imaginative, very colorful. The sets. It's hard to even know when this movie is taking place because it seems like you might be in like early 19th century, but then all of a sudden it seems like futuristic in a way. It's just very they've created a world where you just don't know what time frame you're in, so that kind of adds to the surreal nature of the film a little bit. But I really liked it. I will say to you, I think I was describing some other movie to you in the same way. Now I can't remember it, but basically I think it was Possessor. It's kind of like, this is going to be one of those movies for you where you're going to be on that edge of, is this meaningful or is this pretentious? And I think there's a lot of people that probably straddle that line. I have a funny story. When I watched it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it when it was over, there was a couple sitting next to us that were seeing it as well. And they were older than me by maybe like 10 years. And it seemed like a woman that was really into watching it and her husband that got dragged along. Maybe just like your average Joe moviegoer guy who just thought he was coming to see some Emma Stone romp. By the time this movie's over, the credits roll, this man goes, "Thank God." He said it out loud. He was like, "That was the dumbest movie I have seen in a long time."
Did he stay silent the entire time?
Whole time.
Oh, okay, cool. Then that's awesome. I love hearing shit like that.
He stayed silent the whole time. He gave it its due. And then the credits are rolling, and they're kind of like artsy with the credits. And the guy's like, "See? Even the credits are stupid." Like, he was going off. And I couldn't be mad at him because, honestly, I can see that perspective from anyone. Like, it's not a movie for every... Like, you have to buy into this premise, this world. It's very graphic at times with the sex and sexual things that are going on. That's a big part of this character. So you got to be along for this ride. And if you're not, I could see where you would just be like, what the fuck is this thing?
And without seeing it, though... It's weird. Like, I wouldn't consider myself a casual moviegoer. I feel like I know more than that guy probably does.
Yeah,
but I kind of feel the same. And it's not that we don't get it, or like we were describing it as quirky. Is it really quirky if I'm expecting it? Isn't that just the norm now? You see what I mean? Like, when I see a trailer, it's like, well, if this is quirk for quirk's sake, that's how it comes across. I'm not saying it is. I'm sure it's a good movie. Like I said, I trust that filmmaker. But I mean, is it really quirky if that's exactly what I'm expecting?
I would.
And that's what I think there's a growing... It's not that we don't get it. It's not that... we're just fucking bored. It's been this way for a long time now. Like, I can tell what that movie is just by the damn trailer and seeing The Favorite, I feel like. And you're going to say I can't. And I'm sure it's different. But it's like, I know what the feeling is going to be, pretty much.
I would say the only thing I would push back on just slightly is the term quirky. I would say the setting, the plot, the story.
Just the look. Mark Ruffalo in the trailer.
Those things I would identify 100% as quirky. Like, what the even plot even is. Like, again, the setting. I would call all of those things offbeat and quirky.
But you can do absurd plots and not make it quirky.
But what I was going to say is, I think what they're portraying on screen and what the actual story is as they lay it out has real depth. I think the window dressing of it, you could look at it and say, this is quirky just by the sake of what you saw in the trailer, basically, is how I would say.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm basically playing devil's advocate for that guy and saying, I'm sure he wasn't thinking what I'm saying now, but I'm just speaking from my point of view. I'm just bored with this aesthetic, honestly. I'm just bored of it. To me, it's not quirky. It's just change it up, switch it up. Do something. I don't know. And that's why I don't think I'm like that pushed to watch it, even though I've enjoyed his previous work.
You may not think so when you watch it, but I'm
sure I wouldn't. No. I'm saying the way it's being projected to me, the marketing of it and all that, and I can't be alone because I don't think this movie is going to break box office numbers.
Yeah, I don't know if it has or what.
And that's what I'm saying. I think there is a growing audience out there. We're just kind of fucking tired of it.
I will say that the element, the surreal elements, a lot of the stuff, the quirkiness element of it that I'm speaking on,
A24 films. I'm sorry. It's kind of what I'm speaking on. A24, like horror films. It's like, is this really quirky? If this is exactly what I know I'm getting from you for 10 years now, I know I'm going to watch a horror movie that is going to be nonsensical. We're all going to have to do a bunch of fucking homework afterwards. You know what I mean? The acting, everything's morose. Everything's like, it's just, is it quirky at that point if this is predictable? I don't think it is. I'm bored by it. Your thoughts?
Are you having an okay Valentine's Day? Is everything I
came to play today, man.
I feel like I know exactly what you're saying, but watching this movie, I still felt as the scenes went on and the story went on, I was continuing to be surprised by what came next. Like, I was not like, I know exactly how this is going to end. I know exactly what this is going to be. You may feel differently, but I do think some of the quirky elements are done in a way that didn't read to me as pretentious, which I feel like I've got a good pretentious radar, but I feel like yours is even more focused.
I get offended by
That's what I mean.
I don't think you do.
I wasn't ready for that, but I will say...
hold on real quick, let me just say.
Yeah, get another opinion.
No, I know. My rant was generalized. I'm not assigning it to this movie. I apologize. I did go off on a little tangent there, and I haven't seen this film, so I can't apply it to this, but... Yes. That guy, he captured my heart. The guy who said that at the end.
Which guy? What?
The
guy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you might have been him. You could have been him.
Spirit.
I'm telling you, you could be him, and there could be a lot of people like that. It did. I don't know if it's the factor of the director himself, the vision he created, and like I said, the minute the movie was over, I said to Lindsay, the producer, this is the Barbie movie for me. Like, this is the movie that the Barbie movie should have been. This movie right here is all of the, message that Barbie was trying to convey without stopping the movie to tell you to your face, this is what it is. You know what I mean? And I feel like it does it in a more mature way while presenting all of the same elements of, the things that the Barbie movie was trying to do, what Emma Stone is going through as a person who basically has a baby's brain implanted in her. And even though she matures fairly quickly over the course of this movie, she's entering into the world with no baggage, no preconceived notions, just completely pure. So every interaction is for the very first time, but it's through the eyes of an adult, whereas like a child, doesn't speak and they don't have all the different sensations and urges that an adult would have. She's got these things, but from like a childlike perspective. So she's getting the shit in ways that she doesn't understand and is working through them to try to understand where is all these things coming from and what is this about. Whereas, like I said, in the Barbie movie, they're like, record scratch, here's what this movie is. And I like the way that this was approached. And a funny meme was shared with me that says, this is the Barbie movie for people that like Bjork.
I know, I was just going to ask you, because of the meme I saw, and does she want a date? Because it's Frankenhooker.
Well, a huge part of the plot is that as soon as she discovers sex, she just goes like, how do I not have this every day, 20 times a day?
That was a meme I saw. They were like, can we all admit that Poor Things is just a remake of Frankenhooker? And then when I saw you after, I asked you, I was like, so what's the plot of this? And I asked, is it basically Frankenstein? Because is it really that close to and everything you're saying, well, the one element of that, of the sexual element, sounds exactly like Frankenhooker.
There's a big portion in the middle where she's working at a brothel, and again, she doesn't see it as that's bad. She's like, be paid to have this sex that I freaking love. Like, let me get in there. What the hell? Why aren't we all doing this? Like, you know what I mean?
I like Bjork.
I like Bjork too.
Just caught up to me.
Yeah. So, but anyway, Emma Stone, I got to say, she's very hit or miss for me, but this was a movie where obviously she completely believed in this project. She went all in for it, and I think it pays off. I think she does great. Mark Ruffalo, he's his Mark Ruffalo guy, but I feel like this is the version of the Mark Ruffalo guy that I usually like. And then there's also, and I'm glad you said earlier about underappreciated or underrecognized maybe actors when you were talking about Jude Law. Willem Dafoe is in this as well, just like he's in eXistenZ. He's in everything. And he's great in this. He's a weird, Dr. Frankenstein-like character. He's got all this prosthetic makeup on, really bizarre. But I was sitting there watching this movie, and I've said this to you before, and I would like to know what other people out there think or who their pick would be. But Willem Dafoe, I feel like, would be my candidate for most under-recognized modern actor that continues to act and put in awesome performances, but he's never gotten an award for anything,
close with Florida Project.
Yeah, like all the stuff he's been in, all the great characters, great roles, great parts. Like, he's just so excellent and so memorable, and he's just somebody that has really left a mark, I feel like, but he's never received that recognition, and it bothers me.
What recognition are you speaking? Just Oscars?
He needs more recognition in the public eye. And in the eyes of the Academy.
And what? I don't know.
Do you think he gets his flowers? Do you think people give it to him?
I'm trying to figure it out. In what terms? What people?
In any way there is.
I think people who are into movies definitely do. And I think Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2 kept him alive amongst the masses.
Do you think people put Willem Dafoe as like their favorite actor?
I would. He'd be in my top 10.
Top 10?
Just by virtue of, look at his filmography. I guarantee you, if I did a list of let's get every actor I like, how many movies that they've been in, just starred in, that I love, shit, he probably wins.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in so much stuff. Much classic shit.
Yeah, I was trying to think of any other actors, like modern actors, that just have not gotten their due. And he's just somebody I feel like needs...
I hear what you're saying, but I mean, I think he has that problem because at heart he's a character actor.
He is.
And character actors traditionally never got that level of he's not. Nobody's going to treat him like Brad Pitt. I think
Dunn.
that's what you're asking.
He's better than Kevin Dunn.
Nobody's better than Kevin Dunn.
He's a great character actor.
I don't even remember. I think
oh
the
my
white
God.
guy.
If you saw his picture, dude.
No, hold on, like chubbier white guy.
Yeah, he's like in everything.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do the people think out there? Am I wrong? Does he need more shine on his name, or is he getting the appropriate amount?
Don't get me wrong. He deserves more. Like, if he gets more shine, I'm not mad. But I don't know if we, especially if you think about it in recent years, he's popped up in a lot of high profile things. He did get the nomination for Florida Project. I think he's. I feel like he's an internet presence, even through just that culture of memes and all that. Traditionally, I see what you're saying. He's not getting the George Clooney, kind of shit. But
I don't know. What are people saying out there, Lindsay, the producer?
We have Hey It's Me in HD saying that Willem Dafoe is the new Gary Oldman.
Willem Dafoe is the new Gary Oldman, says Hey It's Me in HD.
And Sarah says that he's the GOAT.
Sarah says he's the GOAT. He is the GOAT.
Yeah.
And Will says that he has a Willem Dafoe poster over his bed.
A Willem Dafoe poster over your bed. You should. Everyone should. Do you have one?
No, I do not.
Maybe I'm going to get one after the show. But the only other thing I wanted to mention is Poor Things has just got announced as far as having a Blu-ray release. And this is the art for it right here. It's coming from Searchlight, Fox Searchlight Pictures, or Disney, Buena Vista, whatever.
No 4K?
No 4K. You know what they're doing to me here? They're doing the menu on me here.
I thought
it's
about
pissing me off.
The menu popped up in my head the other day, and I remember I was like, "Wow, I don't own that, and I probably never will."
This is a major pass for me until 4K comes out. This is a movie that is.
This dude's a visual director.
Look at this cover. It's like this is a 4K release, and that's it. Like, I don't know if this is like let's just throw it out there. It's getting nominated for Oscars and stuff. Let's just try to get the couple early dollars in there before we put the 4K out. But I still haven't seen the menu in 4K, and it's both the same company.
I could see Criterion doing this eventually.
I mean, it's something that's definitely on my radar to pick up. It's just I'm not picking this up for sure. It's got some decent features. It's got a making of on there, some deleted scenes. But again, it's a gorgeous film, demands 4K. It's the same company that effed me on the menu. So, I don't know.
I like her
happening.
eyebrows.
You like her eyebrows here?
She's anti-Julia Fox.
The anti-Julia Fox. Did you know also, so anybody else see Poor Things before we move on? Any other comments about Poor Things? No. There aren't.
I was trying to scroll up.
Just me.
We did get some good ones.
Just me here with Poor Things.
Darren said that Poor Things is absolutely bonkers class. It's original, and people complain when cinema is lazy, but this film is not that. And Mark Ruffalo was amazing in it.
There we go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what I'm talking about, I'm sure that's correct. I begged you to watch Killing of a Sacred Deer. Remember that?
You did.
I fucking adore that movie. And The Favorite I saw through you, and I like that way more than I was expecting it. I'm just talking more about the marketing and trying to get this type of a film to a bigger audience. I think
they didn't do it.
I just think the quirk, like I'm telling you, I think this comes across to your average viewer as again, like Wes Anderson-ish. I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
Is it period? Is it not? And it's like, I want to see this do better. And I think we can market these kind of things better to a wider audience.
I will say, and this probably goes back to, again, my friend that was in the theater, the one thing that they don't market nearly enough, and I don't know, I'm sure in the reviews and stuff they probably were explaining it, but definitely not even hinted at in the marketing that I saw, is the amount of sexual content and how graphic it might be for some audiences. Like it was a lot. I mean, it's a huge plot point, and they don't shy away from showing it. But from the average audience member or just someone that saw the trailer, you would probably be like, if you're not ready for something like that, or that doesn't bother you in some way, you'd probably be shocked about how much is in there and what's going on with it.
Why didn't they focus more
I don't
on
know.
that, to be honest?
They could have made it edgier.
Why didn't they focus on the Frankenstein aspect of it? You could have done a lot of things. Instead, they tried to make it look like The Favorite Part 2.
They made it look a little cryptic to me in the trailers.
Yes.
I don't think I knew exactly what I was getting into, but I read enough reviews to know.
And that's why I brought up the A24 stuff, because it's like, that's what it felt like to me. And I don't know. I can't be the only one who feels like this approach has completely lost its luster. Like, it just doesn't put my ass in a seat anymore. I never watched The Lighthouse. We were just talking about Willem Dafoe. I love him. I would love to see him be a fucking madman for an hour and a half straight. 2 hours. I have no desire to, because every damn one of these movies are starting to feel the same in their marketing. I can't even tell anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe it's age. I don't know. But it's like, this shit, it just feels garbage in, garbage out, man.
You know who's-
and I'm not saying it's garbage because it sucks. I'm missing out on a lot of great movies, but I just don't. They're not coming to me in a way that feels like I need to. It just feel like this. I just feel like, hey, I'll catch it one day. I'll catch Poor Things one day. I don't feel any urgency whatsoever, and it's wild. I don't know. Is that personal?
Yes.
No, I'm serious. Is anyone
It's kind of like me with T2. You said you reject the idea of it, and that's it.
No. I reject the idea of the marketing and all that,
But not the movie. So because of the marketing,
this-
you're not going to just go see this movie and say, to hell with the marketing.
No, I'll watch it. Like, no, I'm not gonna go out and check this out. Still,
Okay.
I mean, I'll eventually, maybe.
Okay.
Well, you're right. I don't know. I'm not big on Mark Ruffalo.
Not big on Mark
Let's
Ruffalo.
Let's stop beating around the bush. I'm just not. Big
Let's
on
stop
Mark
beating around the bush.
Ruffalo. I'm not.
Well, I enjoyed it, Russ. I enjoyed Poor Things. It was a good one. Let us know if you thought the same thing out there. Do you know what else I saw is coming out for its 40th anniversary back in the theater? Terminator.
Oh wow!
I'd go see that in the theater.
yeah,
I've never,
me too.
obviously didn't see it in the theater. It'd be awesome to check that out in the theater.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, you were what,
Like
8 when you
4?
saw Casualties of War?
Yeah, Jesus God.
I could picture a little 2-year-old Matt
Yeah.
seeing the Terminator.
But I feel like that's a good hint. I think it's already been rumored, but I feel like that's a good hint for its physical media release too, probably.
Oh,
like
yeah,
coming out in the theater,
that's-
40th anniversary. That'll be the year for Terminator. Right?
And James Cameron. I mean,
Yeah,
come on.
James Cameron's
We've
here.
already been doing the 4Ks of Cameron. They'd be foolish not to. I mean,
Yeah.
it's inevitable.
Yeah. What did you? What else? Did you pick up anything else this week? I wanted to go through my mailbag really quick.
No. Since last time we got together, that's the only new thing I've acquired.
Let us know what you got recently at home. Russ obviously got his copy of eXistenZ. I have my copy here
eXistenZ.
of Kindergarten Cop. Picked this up in 4K. It was late to make the collection video. For everybody that's out there, we dropped our 4K collection video, 200 plus titles. What a doozy of a video. It took a while to get that to everyone. I hope everyone's enjoying it. This did not make it in time.
So now it's 201.
201 if you include Kindergarten Cop. I watched this. Russ and I will maybe be doing a review of this. I guess we'll see.
I'm not reviewing it, but I heard we might have a guest reviewer come in.
Yeah.
Because allegedly the actress in this starred in
Penelope Ann Miller?
yeah, there's that one. You ever seen it's like this dude, he was in jail, and
okay.
then like Sean Penn. All right, so I forget what it's called. Sean Penn gets him out of jail, but he feels like he owes Sean Penn like
Okay.
his life. I forget what it's called, but that chick, she Penelope Ann Miller,
Yeah.
she's in that movie too.
What's her name in this movie?
Gail.
Gail. Never heard of it. But she is in this movie. This was a great release, and we probably will be covering this very soon on the channel. How many? Give me a thumbs up out there if you are so excited for our Kindergarten Cop review to come in the very near future. Let us know. But I picked this up. It was delayed till like March 3rd, and all of a sudden it just showed up. I was like, thank God.
Did you watch it yet?
I did. It's awesome.
Oh.
It looks great. Wait for the
Like
full
you-
review.
you've watched
yeah,
it.
no
Okay.
spoilers, Russ.
Oh, yeah.
Wait for the review.
Sorry, man.
For Christ's sake.
I apologize.
And then my copy of Inside came in from Second Sight. This is
Sweet.
it's a movie I gushed about on a live stream not that long ago. I know kind of went off on a little bit of a tangent recommending this to anybody. It's one of my favorite horror movies. It finally came out from Second Sight in one of their awesome limited edition collector sets here. Nice hard box. It's only Blu-ray. I think we determined it probably only ever will be Blu-ray. But again, this is an outstanding release. There's a lot of really great new features. I love this packaging. Haven't watched it yet, but I will very soon. Anybody else get this? What were you going to say?
I should have picked that up.
You should have
I
picked that up.
regret not picking that up now.
Yeah. It's really awesome. I don't know if it's still I don't think this did numbers. I think it's still probably out there if you're interested.
Yeah, I might check
Sorry,
it out.
my phone's going off here. Jeez, don't they know what's going on? We're in the middle of an important event. I'm going to put my phone on airplane mode. Here we go.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. So, Inside, anybody pick this up? Any thumbs up in the chat out there? Lindsay, the producer? Not yet. Nobody.
Show them something they like, man.
I know, really. It's like Poor Things, Inside, Jesus Christ.
Was that it? Was that all you?
That's all I picked up, but I did pre-order something. And
Well,
I
real quick, I had something. I thought it was actually going to come in before today, unless I have the dates wrong. But
Yeah.
I bit the bullet and I got the Beverly Hills Cop 3. Not
Okay.
3, not 3.
Okay.
The 3, 1, 2, and 3 4Ks.
Yeah.
Not 3 on its own. I know that was released as well.
Okay.
But I decided to. It dropped to like 30. I'm like, that's about 10 a movie. That's not
perfect.
bad at all. And the first one's a classic. I like the second one. Third one's a mess, but I did watch it as a child.
Okay.
I don't know.
So you pre-ordered that? When's it come out?
I thought it came out yesterday, but I didn't receive
You didn't get it yet?
Yeah.
I pre-ordered something that I wanted to share with you, but I wanted to tell you a little bit of a story first. And I don't know if I ever told you this story. And it's actually like a story that was so deep back in my memory I forgot all about it until it was dredged up. And it's about a movie that I was in.
What?
I know. I don't know. Okay, I'm glad I didn't tell you the story before because it really blew my mind as I was like thinking about it. So
Dead Poets Society.
back in like 1990, this is how far back we're going, like 1990. My dad, who, as you know, for obviously people don't know this out there, but he's very into like videography. He's got a ton of gear, editing, like all that kind of stuff. Like that's been sort of like a passion of his forever. Self-taught. He did like wedding videos, like different things of that nature.
Porn.
Maybe not that I know of. But there was this guy that reached out to him named John Kalinowski, I want to say his name is, and he was in the middle of making a movie. And it's a very low budget movie that he had already done like half of, but like he was filming this movie in like some broken down like insane asylum. And I guess for
Matt, you were in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
Yeah. I was in the background.
With Danny DeVito?
Yeah. So I don't know if the guy's like time there ran out or funds ran out, whatever it was, but a large portion of this movie was taking place there. And and so whatever, he ran out of time, he ran out of money. He then had to finish this movie with a different crew, and he built a set at his house. And he found my dad, and he asked my dad if he would be willing to film the rest of it with the modest gear he had. It wasn't just like a VHS camcorder. He had decent stuff. It was like broadcast quality maybe for the time, but it wasn't like the top. It wasn't like a movie film reel type of camera. So he asked my dad if he would do this movie with him and film it and then edit it. My dad said sure. I think he got paid.
Is this Grizzly too?
No.
Come on.
So anyway, so he films this movie with him and it goes nowhere, obviously. My dad, I think, and him have a falling out, like this whole thing. And I end up being in this movie as like a flashback, like one of the main characters, a flashback of them as like a kid.
Did you get a SAG card? I
push a kid down the steps. I'm supposed to be like crazy. Like the character I'm playing as the flashback is like crazy.
Matt, I've known you for like 25 years.
I know.
I feel like you're unraveling right
Dude,
now. Was this a fever dream?
It feels like it. So the flashback is basically. Guess what?
You don't remember this?
This is when the stream really goes off the rails. So I'm supposed to be in this flashback, this crazy person, and they're showing me do a crazy thing. I'm in it for like a blip, whatever. So fast forward, whatever. It's 2024. I have completely forgotten about this whole experience. Not even has it dawned on me since then. When, as usual, I'm looking up like seeing what like announcements and whatever's. And, Vinegar Syndrome, they do those like partner label releases where it's like not them, but they kind of like maybe help finance it or do whatever. So I see this movie come up in there and it's called The Zombie Army.
You're in this movie.
And my mind like froze for like a second. And I put the art up there for anybody else that has seen it. I froze for a second. And I was like, The Zombie Army. I was like, why do I know that name? Was that a movie I watched? I'm like thinking, wait a minute. And it just all came back to me. All those memories I just shared with you, everything about it, it all just like I had forgotten about it and then I didn't. And I look it up really quick. And in here on the Vinegar Syndrome pre-order page through some other company, it states right in the synopsis, like shot in Wilmington, Delaware on, with amateur videographers and all this kind of stuff. My dad is not mentioned, nor is his company name.
We just sold so many copies of this movie.
There's 1,000 of these
I'm
made.
I'm buying one right now.
Dude, I pre-ordered this.
Get me one.
I pre-ordered it.
This is a home video, for fuck's sake.
Well, so this is, and I guess I really didn't know the term back then, but they call this, and you probably are familiar with it, they call this an SOV horror film, which means shot on video. Mm-hmm. It looks shot on video. Like this does not look.
It's not unique. There are a lot.
There's a ton, and there's a big fan base for it. That's why I was like, and dude, this has got features on it. This has got real features.
Is your dad on there?
I mean, the guy who made this movie, there's some conversations with him on there, and he might mention my dad. My dad did the editing. He did the credits. His logos are in there.
Did you tell him?
I did.
What did your dad say?
He was blown away too. So was my mom. My mom never really liked this guy who made this movie, so she was like, "Oh, that guy was an asshole," and like he did this, that.
I
and the
like
other
how,
thing.
dude, they totally ripped off the cover to another horror.
Horror movie.
Yes, that's. What's even weirder. I came across this on my own too. I I had no idea you starred in this, Matt. Wow.
Yeah, dude.
You were in Zombie Army.
The Zombie Army. I couldn't believe it, dude.
I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah, the Zombie Army. I just couldn't believe that this was, anything. Like, I'm going to show you the trailer, okay? So the company itself, this is also crazy, dude. The company themselves that's putting this out put a 30-second announcement trailer up on YouTube. It's literally the trailer I watched my dad cut as a kid. It's the same trailer. It's literally the same thing. And not only that,
dude, how the hell are we not on this release?
Dude, we should be. Someone should get us.
Remember that little kid in the background?
So I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this trailer without the sound, just so you could see it. So this is what it looks like. I don't know. Oh, is it like broken? Look at this. It's not gonna work. There it is. This is it. This is the movie I'm in for like a second. And there's some audio right now that's like, "Welcome to the Zombie Army." Blah blah blah. It's like sounds like a carnival like
this definitely
announcer.
Looks like Wilmington.
Dude, there's a scene in this trailer that was done at my house. Here it comes. This lady, they were giving a Jeep away. This scene right here was done at my house. Hold on one second. Yeah, the kill toys. So this scene of this disgusting face, I'll take this off because it's pretty gross, pretty gruesome. But that disgusting face, it was obviously all prosthetics. And it was like, God knows made with what. It was flamed and they like melted it. There was like this ear that melted off. I kept the ear. I've had the ear. I don't have it anymore, but I kept that ear in my room for like years.
What the we need to reach out to Vinegar Syndrome.
Dude, I'm telling you, like this, it's so crazy that I even saw this thing. Is there any reaction in the chat to this story? Or even if there's not, I need you to know this. Dude, I need you to know this about me.
I'm buying it. That's just, dude.
It's $30.
In a heartbeat.
There's only 1,000 made.
Mind. That's too much. Can you buy it for me?
There's 1,000
I don't
made.
like you that much.
It's down to like 400 left. I mean, there's people buying this thing.
Of course there are.
I can't believe it.
Of course there are.
Yeah, there's definitely some interest.
All right, what is the interest out there? I gotta know. Give me one comment. What's anyone saying about this movie?
AI Privilege says, I have to see this. Sarah says we need to
when
see
this comes out, when this comes out, we need to highlight your scene.
I asked my dad. I was like, he remembered filming the scene. He was like, I'm assuming if I filmed it, it made it in the movie. Because I was like, did I make it in the finished product? Because I watched my scene in his editing bay. I watched it.
Your dad edited you out of the movie.
He's like, yep, not good enough. Get him out of here.
It sounds like the people want to buy it and then they want you to sign it. So they think a meet and greet is definitely in order.
A meet and greet on the Zombie Army. You watch that trailer I just showed and you want to see this thing?
Yes, you're signing my copy. Yes.
I want my dad to sign it. He filmed half of it.
Him too.
And you know what? The other thing, the only other thing I'll say about this.
I want your mom to sign it too because she hated the guy.
The only other thing I'll say about this, which is kind of funny, and I sort of have a little bit of a recollection of this, but not enough. But reading the synopsis, it's like, oh, okay, obviously. But movies of this genre, of this time, low budgety kind of things, they're especially horror. There was always like this twinge of, nudity or like, some female, whatever's going on, or there's a female in the cast, and of course there's like sex or whatever. There's the synopsis of this movie is that some like female army like squad is trying to like take out this zombie army, and like gradually this insane man is like turning soldiers into zombies like with some machine he's got. But all of these girls at some point are naked in it. Like there's like a twinge. It's like not porn, but it's got that in it.
Dude,
as a kid, I was on set during one of the sex scenes, but I was not able to see it.
Five.
I'm kidding, dude. I was there.
That's child abuse. I won't.
I was there. I don't. My mom like found out what was going on and like put me around the corner, but I was there during one of them. My mom's car is in the movie.
That's awesome.
Like my mom, like they needed a car. Like this guy had no money. Like he was from the military, so he had like his own shit. They were firing live rounds in the movie, firing live rounds. It says that in the synopsis. That's the kind of movie we're talking about here.
You're a survivor, man.
Dude. So anyway, there's a really great like review of this on IMDb that like really sums up a lot of what I'm saying is how bad this movie ended up being and how that guy was like really only there for the nudity and it took way too long to show up, like that kind of stuff. But I pre-ordered it. The Zombie Army, everyone. I don't have any really much else to say.
Mike TTC has such a great idea.
What's that, Mike TTC? What's the idea?
He suggested a watch along.
Would you guys like to watch this movie with us? It's 80 minutes long or something.
I would too. Yeah, let's do that.
It's something small, so
I don't know. But then if we talk over it, we might like
miss the brilliance of it. I don't know what kind of dialogue there is. I think it's just gross out stuff, and that's it. You saw some of that stuff. It looks awful.
It actually didn't look too bad. I mean, I know they were. Well, I know they're putting together. I've seen movies like this before, where trust me, they're going to show you the best for that.
The best effects that I had.
There will be nothing else better than what we saw.
No, that was all the money I had was for that.
All these movies do that.
That makeup.
But sometimes they have charm, dude. There are some good ones. I'm not saying yours is a good one.
No,
but
it's pre-ordered.
It's
I pre-ordered it, y'all. It's on Vinegar Syndrome's website right now. Anybody that wants to pre-order this, let Vinegar Syndrome know that this channel is represented in their release of the Zombie Army.
That is crazy, man.
It is crazy. So just thought I'd share that before we jump into the news. Any other interesting comments to share before we move forward into the news?
It definitely sounds like there's some pre-orders in the group, but I think you need a referral code.
A referral code, yeah. Do I have a coupon code for the Zombie Army?
Did anybody just out of the blue discover they were in a movie too one day? Anybody out there have that
Anyone have a
experience?
repressed memory of being in a movie that was somehow brought back out of you?
Wait, I was in Mom and Dad Save the World.
So
I woke up this morning and I realized, holy shit, you remember that time I starred in Lucas?
Dude, when this, I'm telling you, and I was on looking on Instagram or whatever, and this was there, I just like stun locked. I was just frozen. And I couldn't believe, I told Lindsay, the producer, this whole story. I got my parents on the phone right away. I was like, you're never going to believe this. What's happening? And they remembered it right away. It's so crazy. So anyway, the Zombie Army. Let's move into the news, Russ.
And you are signing my copy.
Yeah. I'll sign your copy, Russ. I'll sign your copy.
Thank you.
I'll sign your copy, but let's move into the news. Let's see what's out there. Not a ton of news. I'm not going to lie. Not a ton of news this week. Good thing we've got some other things going on. We did a
Good
review.
thing you're a movie star.
Good thing we can coast on that. We did our review of Train Spotting, which I know people are clamoring for out there. We'll be putting that out soon for people to check out.
Beautifully fucking illustrated.
Beautifully fucking illustrated. Kindergarten Cop. We'll probably review Conan the Barbarian.
Beautifully fucking illustrated.
Once it comes in for me, we'll finally watch that and do some reviews. Let us know
2 years from now.
2 years maybe. February 20th is what I heard.
No, that's not bad.
Unless it's automatically canceled, which someone did mention to me.
Didn't Mark say that?
No, it was somebody in the I don't think it was Mark, but somebody in the comments was like, hey, these copies were oversold. Amazon oversold theirs. They basically just put that date as a placeholder. Wait for your cancellation any day now. And I was like, God.
Yeah. And that's why I did what I did. I think Mark said something similar. I was like, this felt weird.
It felt off.
And the art turned me off immediately, but still, it just felt weird. I don't think I've ever seen that happen.
Yeah.
Where a collection of films drops to the lower than the price of one individual before release. I don't think I've ever seen that happen.
Never. No, I don't know, but it did. And now I don't have it. But if I get it, we'll be reviewing that too. And give us some suggestions if there's anything more you want to see from us. Reviews are definitely back. We'll be doing a lot more reviews. Apparently reaction videos. This will be if we do the Zombie Army. We did a Serbian film. Mm-hmm. For anybody that's newer to the channel, Russ and I did that as our
Valentine's Day film.
It was a Valentine's Day film.
That's what we did it for.
When we hit 1,000 subscribers, we did a watch along with a Serbian film. If you haven't seen that, go back and check that out. It was fun doing that. We had to edit it down quite a bit, obviously, to even make it something we could put up. Maybe in the future, if we were able to do a completely unedited version of it, that'd be a watch along would kind of be fun.
We need a Patreon or something.
Yeah,
for that.
Yeah, but
and we don't want to rob you guys just yet.
Not yet, but nobody wants the full Zombie Army watch along, or do they?
Yes, they do.
We do the whole 80 minutes of it.
I want to, dude. This is my most anticipated movie now.
This might be in my top 5 of the year.
Yeah, one of my best friend movie star. Come on, this is crazy.
And it's when 1990.
I know
so
it was your peak.
I was 8 years old.
That was the coolest you ever were, man.
Oh, the Zombie Army. Oh my god. And I remember my only direction was just look crazy. And I put this face on that as a kid I thought looked crazy. And I can't tell you what it was. I can't remember, but I definitely made a crazy face.
Especially after you said that, I hope you were not edited out.
I know, that was my note.
You pop off screen, that's Matt's crazy face.
That's the crazy face. I did some weird face for sure.
That kid is crazy.
All right, Russ.
Seriously, that's wild.
That's impressive. I know, dude.
That is very wild.
I've known this for 2 weeks. I've been waiting to tell you that right now.
Our friendship's suffering due to this channel.
I know. I can't talk to you anymore. I have to talk to you here.
Off.
I have to talk to you here only.
I said that to somebody. I said it to my wife. I was like, yeah, I think Matt saw Poor Things. He's like, oh yeah, what do you think of it? I was like, I think he liked it because he didn't say anything. I got to wait like a week and a half to hear it.
If he hated it, he would have told me.
I know. I was like, if it was shit, he would have said it, but I'm pretty sure he liked it.
Well, I did. There's some laughing going on in the booth. I don't know what's happening out there. So let's jump into the news, Russ. One title that I hope you're excited to talk about. I've been wrong many times before, especially with Scream 3, as you so eloquently put it.
It's funny. I saw the title of our live video. You may be off. If it's one of the two. You may be surprised what my take is going to be.
Okay, Russ.
Let's see which title you're referring to.
So when we did our most anticipated titles of 2024 video that went up, you mentioned this, so I hope I'm not wrong. And
no, you're correct on this.
And that is The Crow.
Yeah.
That's The Crow. So The Crow has been not officially announced yet, but we've got three big clues. Clue number one is this is its like 30th anniversary. This year is. So that's like kind of you start to like the wheels start to turn.
I thought it came out in 93.
Let me look that up. Or someone else that can fact check me quicker. 1994 film.
Oh shit.
So 1994, so it's its 30th anniversary. Clue number.
Sorry, I killed your momentum.
You killed the momentum.
Twice.
So many people were like, "Get out of here!" And then Russ was wrong. Clue number 2, Russ. There is a Barnes and Noble pre-order link, but only at Barnes and Noble. May 7th. May 7th, and it's a steelbook option.
Okay.
No picture. So you don't know what we're getting here as far as art's concerned, but it's there. And then clue number 4. Clue number 3, Russ, the final clue is that a 4K version of The Crow with, I believe, HDR is already streaming on Paramount Plus. It has gotten some pretty good remarks so far. But this will obviously be a disc, so it'll be a little bit different, a little bit better.
Yeah. No buffering, no compression.
Right. So I know it was one of your most anticipated titles. What are your immediate thoughts?
It was. Well, it was one of my most anticipated because, I mean, all the reasons you just pointed out, it was an inevitability.
Okay.
For me, I just haven't really sat down and watched this movie in a very long time. And when I think about it, it's funny. It's one of those movies that I do think I think everybody got it right with this one.
Yeah.
I've never heard. I think everyone likes it perfectly, like for what it is. I think it hits a wide amount of people. You know, you can look deeper into it if you want. You can attach yourself to it. It's casual. I don't know.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen The Crow?
No. Is this my year?
I don't know.
I don't have a baseline knowledge of cinema.
This is why I love. All right, let me get real. Let's cut the BS and get real.
Let's cut the BS and get real.
This is why I love The Crow.
Why do you love The Crow?
I think it came out in 94. This to me is the bridge of what older action, like 80s action movies were into the 90s. Now, I'm aware this is 1994, but there's more of The Crow, say, in The Matrix than anything that happened. Like, you can't point to, you know, Last Action Hero and say there's a connection to The Matrix, where you could look at The Crow and be like, oh, I see that stylistic, that tone carrying into the 90s. But it also feels like a traditional action movie. It's got the same Ernie Hudson's the cop, you know, he's the good cop who does see him and they work together a little bit. There's a little girl who like sees him as a friend. The violence, there's one-liners, sarcasm, you know, just action. Like it feels like an 80s action movie in slick goth 90s aesthetics. Okay. And there's no other real film that does that, in my opinion. After The Crow, and Alex Proyas, we've discussed this before, had done it himself, but I just think The Crow is this sweet middle spot where both of those styles meet, and it's not too heavy on one or the other. It gels, dude, and it's entertaining as fuck, man.
This is a blind buy for me. After all that,
I don't know. I don't know with you. I don't know. Okay. I could see you because, like, hear what I'm saying. Because of that 80s factor, some could call it cheese. Okay. And I don't know how this would play to an adult, especially because you were around back then as well.
I was.
If you saw it, yeah, dude, you were starring in movies. If you would have seen it back then, I'd have been like, yeah, you would have fucking loved this when it came out when we were in like 6th grade or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. You won't hate it. You wouldn't hate it. I just know, like you and I both, we only buy things that we're like 100% on.
Unless it's a blind buy.
Unless it's a blind buy. If you want to blind buy it knowing you will like it, yeah, go ahead. But I don't know if you will love it.
Is this movie worthy of a review of this channel? In which case, I would then watch it.
This is our audience's bread and butter.
So then I should watch it, and then we should review it.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well then.
On to the next one.
What are fans out there excited for The Crow?
Oh yeah.
Lindsay, the producer?
Yeah, there's a couple people saying that they're really stoked. Victor Fontaine says that he will be buying it
Definitely
first day.
Victor Fontaine buying it.
You're also getting a little heat for not having seen it,
I
Matt.
know.
So I think you should probably review
I'm
it.
not gonna lie, even I'm blown away by that one. Usually I defend you, and I'm
God,
like,
thank you.
Usually I defend you, and I'm like, come on, we all miss some. This one, dude, our age, and even the fucking dude, this soundtrack had like,
I know. Well,
Rage Against the Machine.
I love Darkness from Rage Against the Machine, and I love Dead Souls by Nine Inch Nails.
Oh shit, yeah, Dead Souls.
That song's
the Joy
awesome.
Division. I forgot all about that.
Song's
yeah.
awesome, yeah. That song's great. His cover of it's awesome.
No, yeah, dude. Actually, Nine Inch Nails did good covers.
Yeah,
when they did
yeah, it was a great cover. But Darkness, Rage Against the Machine is great. I love that song.
I actually don't like that song.
You don't?
I think that's like
The
the weakest Rage Against the Machine. Dude, that sounds like a reject from their first album. It totally was.
The live version though.
Oh, I don't know. See, I knew the one on the Crow soundtrack because I had the soundtrack when we were in 6th grade.
The live version on Japan, what's it called?
I remember
Live and Rarities or something.
It didn't have like that Clear the Lane song on it.
Yeah.
too?
It's a Japanese import, I think, but it does have Clear the Lane on there. It's got a live version of Darkness,
It had
which
Fuck the Police on there too, didn't it? A live version of Fuck the Police.
maybe, but there is a difference in the Darkness version and the live one. Morello's solo is a little bit different, and I actually kind of think I like that.
Probably because honestly, even if you hate Rage Against the Machine, one thing you can say is they don't lack energy.
Yeah.
That Darkness, honestly, that's like one of the worst songs on that Crow soundtrack.
Wow.
In my opinion. And then ironically, I've never been like some huge Stone Temple Pilots fan.
Yeah.
Big Empty is a cool fucking song.
Big Empty is a cool song.
That's probably one of their best songs.
There's the soundtrack right there. Lindsay, the producer, can you throw that up really quick just so we can take a look at the soundtrack really fast? I mean, are most of these originals or covers? Were these put on for this movie alone, or are these all like from their respective albums of these artists?
To be honest,
because I know Big Empty
was
Stone
on an
Temple Pilots.
album.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dead Souls wasn't on an album. Darkness wasn't on an album. I have no idea for Color Me Once.
Jesus, Mary Chain, For Love Not Lisa, Pantera, Helmet, Rollins Band. Some good artists on here. The Cure, Burn. I've never heard of that song. Okay.
I sound like a hipster, but there's early Cure albums I like, and that's about it.
Well, this will be a day one buy for you, Russ.
Oh, yeah.
Are you hoping for a regular Steelbook? Do you care?
I honestly was hoping for something like a thick box.
Yeah.
So if it's just a steel, I'm going to be a little disappointed. I think, this film has such great artwork. Even if you've never seen it, it's basically iconic.
They better put at least one of the covers better have the original like art with Brandon Lee standing in the ring. Or is this Corey Feldman getting ready for what show?
Comeback King. I was expecting like something like The Exorcist. I'd want a treatment of from The Crow. I think it's that strong of a title.
I don't think Paramount's giving it up.
I don't either. But I like something with a thick box, and you pull it out, and the Steelbook's the original artwork. I think would have been the best way to go with The Crow.
That's the only
thing.
If
for some way you could pull off, including the soundtrack, that would have been dope also. Because to be honest, I personally am not a huge fan of this soundtrack. There was a handful of songs I liked on it, and that's it. But I can't deny, like, this is one of the quintessential 1990s soundtracks.
Is anybody excited for the Crow remake starring Bill Skarsgard as Eric Draven?
Who cares? Honestly, because, dude, I'm sure you're aware. No, it's one of those situations, honestly. The fucking It guy, who cares?
Him.
No.
Is he going to be this? Can't be
Who
that.
cares? That's what I just said. But hear me out. Dude, this is one of the even if you're a fan, dude, you know how many shit sequels there were to this, all those direct-to-video.
Oh, that's true. There were a bunch.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're not fucking with any legacy by like remaking this. Honestly,
wow,
they're really not. It was already thrown to hell right out the gate. They didn't even get theatrical releases. Even one had Kirsten Dunst. I remember.
Kirsten. Kirsten.
Wait, what did you say in that one video that had me laughing?
Drew STRUZAN.
Yeah, Drew STRUZAN. Laughing my ass.
How do you say his name? Drew STRUZAN? Drew
guess.
STRUZAN? I like Drew STRUZAN.
You just had a lot of glee in your voice
I
saying
did.
his
It's like
last name.
It's kind of like Suzanne.
Drew
Susan?
STRUZAN.
Drew
You
STRUZAN.
were elated.
Speaking of great soundtracks for us, did you want to tell the people about your new Spotify project? Is it too early? Too early to tease
Work in
it?
progress.
A bit of a work in progress. Did you want to tease anything for the people?
Yeah, I think what we're going to do is, for those watching, I think we're going to do maybe a monthly contest, I'm thinking, where we're going to put together a coming soon playlist.
Okay.
Provided to you by the 4K Kings. Nothing too lengthy. 10, 12 songs. Every song will be featured on an upcoming physical media release. And I'm thinking, just beyond throwing it out there for people to enjoy, maybe, coming up with something where if they can name the movies that each song is from, whoever sends it to us first, maybe we'll have like a nice little prize for them.
Okay.
I'm thinking something like that.
Nice.
I did come up with a loose one right off the bat. Do you have a graphic for it?
No.
Yeah, that's why.
Okay. Well, it's a nice little teaser. Everybody out there teased enough? Is everybody teased? You tickled
Lindsay,
them, Russ.
the producer, can you read just some of the 500 comments about this playlist idea?
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint, but
Oh, no.
we do have one. Rose said that you two need a podcast.
What is this? You told me this was a podcast. What am I doing?
Marty.
Never mind.
it's your
Marty.
set. It's an asshole.
Marty, we're back in Vietnam. That'd be a great, parody.
Just throw Doc in every film that...
Marty,
Marty.
we're ghost hunters.
I know. The frighteners. Marty, we're in Hollywood and you have patience. But they're assholes. We got to go back. I don't know why that asshole thing always made... And I'm even fucking it up because the real line is, what does he say? It's your parents.
Yeah.
What are they, assholes? Yes.
Yes. All right. Well, one more quick release I wanted to share, and then I wanted to go into some Steelbooks for us. One thing that I just want to get someone's feedback on out there, maybe Russ's as well.
Thanks.
So the next release is Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, coming out, which is already out in 4K, but this is coming out from Turbine Media. So Turbine's Germany, a great company that we love. They're putting out their version of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas in 4K in this sort of nice hardened slip box. And I've seen the art that's on that case, but not the hard box itself. I don't know if that's something that's new. Maybe I'm sure there's a lot of fan art out there. Maybe this was created. It's a little trippy. I'm a little partial to the original art myself, but I see what they're doing. This is actually out tomorrow, and it is in 4K from, again, Turbine. Criterion put this out in the U.S. in Blu-ray, and we've already had a 4K release from Era, which you bought.
I did. Yes.
So this is the one reason why this caught my eye, Russ. Not only does it have a few it's got some really cool features on there, but there's one feature. Let me see if I can just bring those over here. There we go. So there's one feature that caught my eye. It says, coming with the director's cut with full synchronization for the first time. You okay there?
No. I have no idea what that means.
What does that mean? Can anyone... I've looked... I don't want to say extensively. I haven't spent hours scouring the internet for this, but basically in all the normal places I would try to find, or even on their Turbine's website, there isn't really any clarification as to what that means. I don't know if that's some sort of like whether it's dialogue, whether it's some things that had to be dubbed over, whether it's, I don't know. Does anybody know what the full synchronization means in the director's cut for the very first time?
No, I've never heard anything about that.
So if this is some sort of if it's for the first time and you're a Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas fan, maybe this is a release to pick up. Maybe it's something that's always bothered you. I don't know. Does anyone know? So, my goodness.
Just tell us about the fucking golf shoes.
So, there is a ton of great features on here, and there's one feature on here too that I correct me if I'm wrong out there, but I didn't see it listed on the Arrow release, and I didn't see it on the Criterion Blue either. A 2-hour documentary about the life and work of Hunter S. Thompson, narrated by Johnny Depp.
I think that was included before.
Was it?
I mean, if it wasn't on, I've heard of that before. I've never watched it.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I've heard of a 2-hour documentary narrated by Johnny Depp, so I'm assuming that was on some release at some point.
Or maybe its own thing. I don't know. I'd never seen that before. I don't think I
But
saw
like
it on
you
the
said,
other.
this is one of those titles where, I mean, there's 50 billion things you could pull up,
Yeah.
you know, and there's been so many different releases over the years now. And
Are you somebody that would buy as many that come out? Are you not a collector like that? Just stick with
not
the Arrow
for fear
4K?
of loathing, yeah,
What if the Criterion 4K came out?
No, I probably wouldn't, because I own the Criterion 4K on Blu-ray. Or I'm sorry, the Criterion 4K on Blu-ray.
Nice.
I own the Criterion Blu-ray, so the only thing I would already have those features plus the Arrow features. And like I said, this isn't a title. I mean, Jesus Christ, I already own 2 editions of it.
Yeah.
I don't need another.
Okay.
I picked up the Arrow one. I like that artwork the most. And this is a film to watch in 4K.
Yeah. Any takers out there in the audience? Anybody know what the hell that means?
I have no idea what that means. I've never heard.
Seems like everyone's baffled out there. Seems like everyone's baffled. Well, if someone finds out, let us know during the stream. We'll repeat it then. But as for now, it's another 4K release from Turbine, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. If you didn't pick up the Arrow one, or you're somebody that wants both or everything Fear and Loathing Las Vegas related, this looks like a nice release.
Where's the bust?
No bust. We need a bust. Use a third bust. Well, while we're waiting for that fact check, let's move on to some Steelbooks. You ready to talk some steel, Russ?
Real steel.
Some real steel. Not too many Steelbooks this week, but there's a handful. There's a handful, including The Crow. But we're still unsure if that's going to come to fruition.
I hope it's more than just a steelbook for The Crow.
I hope so too. I don't know why there wouldn't be. So out spring, no official date, but out spring, 4K Ultra HD from Warner Brothers. Warner Bros. Is The Departed. The Departed in 4K. Actually, kind of a movie I've been waiting for any new release to come out, because I've only ever owned this on DVD. And not to mention that, but it's a DVD steelbook. And it's one of the only DVD steelbooks I feel like I've ever owned. I felt really special when I got this, because I was like, wow, this is like, what's this? You know, this is some fancy packaging for my DVD. I was all like, wow, Departed.
I don't remember what the first steelbook I got was.
Yeah, dude, it's one of the first ones I ever got, and it's super nice. But this is the only thing I've ever owned. Never had it on Blu-ray, never upgraded, only kept it here. And now that it's in 4K in another steelbook, it's like, what was that earlier? Serendipity.
That took me a minute.
It did come out on Blu-ray about 10 years ago, so I mean it's due, like I said. And there's no real details, only that there's a steelbook. Maybe like a regular release will come out too. I don't know. The previous release did have a decent amount of featurettes. I'm sure they'll all be identical. I doubt WB is going to be doing much, and at least that 100-year label's gone.
I have one thing to say about this.
Let's have it.
You know what's interesting? When I'm on YouTube, Mark Wahlberg does these ads for some prayer app. Are you aware of this?
No.
Well, neither was I, but naturally it's Mark Wahlberg doing an ad for a prayer app. So
Yeah.
the first time it came on, I watched it all the way through because I was laughing at it, right? Now YouTube thinks I'm really interested in this stuff, and daily I'm getting ads from Mark Wahlberg telling me to pray and shit like that.
Like MC Hammer. We need to pray. Pray.
Yes.
We've got to pray just to make it today. Remember that track? Please Hammer, Don't Hurt Him. It was like his second single, I think. Third. Okay. Whatever, Russ. You don't know it.
Yeah,
That's
of course
fine.
I know that.
Of
Have
course
you
I know
seen her?
that. Have you seen her?
What was the first song on that shit? What was the first song on that record?
I don't know.
Here Comes the Hammer.
Here Comes the Hammer. Hammer, Don't Hurt Him.
Hammer Don't Hurt. No, that's the title.
That's the title.
Please Hammer Don't Hurt Him.
Yeah.
Here comes Lindsay, the producer. What was the first song on Please Hammer?
Please Hammer, Don't Hurt Him. One of my dogs wants to chime in. Well, anyway, Russ, The Departed. Are you picking this up?
God, I'm gonna piss off some.
I pre-ordered it.
I'm
I did
not.
pre-order it. I've been waiting to pick this up.
I think I have it on Blu-ray. I gotta double check.
I've only seen this a handful of times, and it could be because of the length, but I'm not sure. Is it a long one?
It's not as long as Wolf of Wall Street or everything else Scorsese's done in recent years. I want to say it's like 2.5, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
Yeah,
definitely
I saw it
nothing
in
new.
the theater, and it wasn't that goddamn long.
Yeah, it's not as long as some of these other ones. You're right. But Alec Baldwin always did a really great performance in this that I always really liked,
Yeah.
and Mark Wahlberg. I feel like both of them
But yeah,
as like
Honestly,
little side characters. I enjoy.
You know what's weird? This movie depresses me in a weird way. It's no secret. I love Nicholson, right? This is his last movie, pretty much. And I don't know. I just he always felt off to me in this movie.
Really?
And I know it's kind of like it's portrayed like in a more, oh, he's just a little crazy and goofy, you know, whipping out a dildo or whatever he's doing in the movie theater.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like, watch it again. There's just certain scenes in it where I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I just don't feel like I don't want to say as sharp as usual. It's just weird. It's a feeling I get.
Is this really his last movie?
It's one of them. Has to be one of them. I think like that bucket list movie or something.
Maybe it's one of it. Yeah.
Last one. But I mean, I don't know. It just.
I'd like to look at it with fresh eyes personally, because I haven't seen it since it came out on DVD, and I don't think I ever felt that way. But I mean, probably now I'll be tainted by. It's got my boy Ray Winstone in it.
Maybe I'm wrong, dude. Maybe
Mr. French.
Tell me. Yeah.
From Sexy Beast.
Great cast.
He's awesome.
Everybody in this is.
Can I get some Ray Winstone love? We have a lot of viewers from the UK. Let's get some Ray Winstone love. I know he's big deal over there.
Oh,
big time.
He's a fat right cunt. The Sexy Beast, that shit is hilarious.
Yeah,
that is
great.
one of the funny. That scene in Sexy Beast when Kingsley loses his shit.
Yeah,
dude. Oh my, where's the sex? Is there a Sexy Beast 4K? I gotta.
Not yet. I will pick that up.
God,
sure.
I'll buy.
That was
it
an awesome
for
movie.
Scene.
See how much you lit up over Ray Winstone? More than the whole Departed announcement.
He's a fat right cunt.
You love it.
I love it. I love fat right cunts.
Anyone else feel the same way out there about The Departed, about Jack Nicholson? Has anyone pre-ordered this? I pre-ordered the Steelbook. I don't know if they'll be a regular or not, but I was fine with this. Any takers out there?
Yeah, Victor Fontaine said that he pre-ordered The Departed 4K Steelbook on Grub for $30.
Okay, Victor.
That's a good price.
Sarah said that she agrees it's a downer.
She thinks it's a downer.
It is. I've always, it's like there's no... I don't know. I never I enjoyed it, but even all the stuff that I would compliment this movie on, it's like I've seen Scorsese do this shit before.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing in it that blew me away, and then it just feels depressing for some reason.
So should I cancel my pre-order?
Like a good way. You've seen it before. What the hell are you talking about? And I'm not saying it's a bad movie. It's just
not his best. Not Nicholson's best. Not Scorsese's best.
I wouldn't say this is anybody's best.
Wow.
I don't think. Name everyone in it.
Well,
fat right cunt. That's
Leonardo DiCaprio, obviously. Matt Damon.
Yeah, this ain't Damon's best. This ain't DiCaprio's best. This ain't Nicholson's best.
So is this mid? This is mid tier.
This is not. Damn, this ain't even Wahlberg's best. Who else?
Vera Farmiga.
Maybe it's her best. I'm thinking of.
It's her best.
I gotta think for a second.
She hasn't been in crap.
Well, the only other thing that popped in my head was that Clooney movie.
Up in the Air. She was in The Conjuring.
All right, this may be her best. I'd have to check her filmography.
Anyone else out there giving any Departed love, or is it really a downer? I guess possibly.
People think the art is a bit of a downer.
Yeah, the art could be better. I don't like is this spoiler territory what they're doing on this art? Like, I don't know. I could be wrong.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, the art could be better. I mean, my 4K, my DVD Steelbook has got that gun art on there, which I've always really liked. Maybe I'll put my 4K in this. I do like this.
I'm kind of surprised that this is like just a Steelbook like this. I figured there'd be more bells and whistles on this. I figured this. I feel like a lot of people love this.
It's Warner Brothers, dude. They ain't doing crap. They didn't do crap for Exorcist. They did nothing.
They just lease this out then.
They did nothing. Let us know if you're picking this up too. This is another, I don't know if it's a much anticipated Steelbook.
This is.
Are people? So okay. Would you like to see us do a review of this movie and watch Russ seethe with rage and anger?
Like, not anymore. After what they just said.
Apparently not.
No, but hold on, real quick. Let's go through. Name a better Leonardo DiCaprio movie. I'm sure you could.
Well, I haven't seen this one in so long, but I guess I could probably say maybe I might like him better in Wolf of Wall Street right off the bat.
Yeah, I'd probably like Wolf of Wall Street better than this.
If I'm
shit, I like The Informant better than this with Matt Damon.
Mm-hmm.
Nicholson, let's not even go there. The man's got classics. Boogie Nights is better than The Departed.
I Heart Huckabees.
Yeah, I like I Heart Huckabees more than The Departed.
I like Mark Wahlberg in I Heart Huckabees. But he's good in this too. And so is Alec Baldwin, the murderer.
How you never fell in love with Boogie Nights is beyond me. You're basically getting that character as the lead.
I should revisit that.
He's basically
when it comes out in 4K, maybe I revisit.
Yeah.
Well, another Steelbook for us, Russ. Let us know who else has got some love for this movie. But another Steelbook that I saw announced, as well as a regular this time, is the classic film Mean Girls.
Oh, is this the musical?
It is coming out the same day as a 4K release of the new musical too. So it's kind of like, they're trying to bump it up a little bit.
They're trying to confuse people.
They're trying to basically to buy the new
get
one.
those numbers up on the new one.
Exactly. It looks very similar too. The releases look similar.
Dude, they do this shit with Halloween all the time.
Confuse the customers.
Yes.
This is coming out April 30th. Same day, like I said, as the new remake. Barf. Regular and Steelbook. So this is the Steelbook version. They look identical essentially, but this is the Steelbook. And then when you go over to the regular, it's essentially the same thing, but in a slipcase that goes over the original art, which is what I ultimately pre-ordered because
I prefer that.
Yeah,
too.
I mean, I want the original art if I can get it. I don't mind this slipcase, but for the whole thing to be that, I don't think that was for me. If anybody's a fan of this movie out there, let me know what you think. But I don't actually mind the pink 4K Ultra HD case.
That. And not only that, the idea of the burned book. Like, I feel like a slipcase feels more like a book than a steel. Although steel book, I don't know.
They got us again.
They did.
They got us again. God damn it, Paramount.
All right, I'll buy 4.
You buy. I own. What do I have? I have the DVD. I never upgraded this. The old widescreen collection. You love when they used to put that? The widescreen collection. Isn't that great? You knew you got something good there. A lot of special features on this, though. I'm not going to lie. There's a ton of stuff on here. I'm sure that'll all be carried over. Anybody else have a good soft spot for this movie? Is it just me and you, maybe? You have a soft spot for this? I don't know your feelings on it. Do you hate it?
No.
I feel like this kind of like scratches that 2000s Clueless itch. Like it's nowhere near the Clueless to me, but I feel like for the 2000s, this kind of scratches a similar itch in terms of time frame.
It scratches the same itch as Clueless in terms of it appealed to everyone, just like Clueless did. It had its own even like lingo in a way.
It had good heart. There's heart in it, though. I don't think it was like cheap. I felt like this movie had heart and a good soundtrack.
Yeah, I'd say Clueless has more heart.
Think so?
Yeah. But I mean, it's a different style of movie also. I don't think... Yeah. I'd say Mean Girls is funnier. Like, laugh out loud funnier. I think there are more funny jokes in Mean Girls than Clueless.
What do people out there think? Do we have any Mean Girls love before we continue to gush for an hour?
Dude, Tim Meadows say, I will keep you here as long as I can, then cut back. I will keep you here until 4 o'clock. That's fucking hilarious. I laugh
Tim Meadows
time.
as the principal is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Tim Meadows is great.
Raise your hand if you've been victimized by a Regina George.
He raises it.
That's what I mean. Like, there's not many things in Clueless that I'm actually laughing out loud at.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I pre-ordered it, so I've always really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah,
anybody else out there, Lindsay, the producer, any fans of Mean Girls?
Fans, I don't see anyone saying that they're pre-ordering.
No, there's some fans, but they're like, I'll get that for Christmas. I'll wait.
Everyone's happy with their old ass copy.
Yeah,
That's true. I don't know if I'm pre-ordering.
I pre-ordered before they sell out of these slipcases.
When does it debut? When does it come out?
April 30th.
That's close to my birthday. Yeah. I'll just let
You'll let that happen.
Yeah.
Just in case we wanted to review it. I wanted to make sure I had that 4K copy in hand, Russ.
You want to review the weirdest fucking movies?
We're going to review everything this year. Everything gets a review.
Like, who out there is on the fence about Mean Girls and needs a review?
They want to know our thoughts, Russ. They want to know what we deep down feel about Mean Girls and how they treated us when we were in high school. Not good. Now they know I'm in the zombie army. They might be coming knocking, but
I know.
Not then.
I was just about to say, you might like unrepress some memory of getting hit by a bus or something.
Some tragedy that befell me that I can score some points with the ladies. Well, anyway, another Steelbook, but also a regular in the lineup. Now, the last 2 Steelbooks I want to share with you, Russ, are Walmart related, and they're not great. I'm just going to come up front and tell you that right now.
They're not great.
They're not great.
Uh-oh.
I mean, it's not great. It's not like huge news, but it's news enough in that Walmart is taking over from the Steelbook game from Best Buy. Now they're finally putting some 4K ones out, which previously it was just like some Blu-ray ones. The first one is Cutthroat Island. And I feel like I'm about to like quiggly myself on this one too, because I don't want anyone to be like, oh, you don't have a baseline knowledge of Matthew Modine pirate films?
Oh, I have a baseline knowledge of it.
Did this movie ruin Gina Davis's career?
Yes.
That's what I was about to say. Is this that movie? Okay.
Yes.
I knew there was a reason why I knew this movie, but I never saw it.
She's married to Rennie Harlan. I don't know if they still are, but Rennie Harlan was the director.
I got you.
And they were married at the time as well. And this shit went way over budget. It had long been a curse in Hollywood that pirate films do not work until
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes, which didn't happen yet.
Didn't happen.
And this was a huge fucking bomb. And it sucked because I like Rennie Harlan. I think he's a cool
And I like Gina Davis. rest in peace to her career because of this movie. And now it's coming out in a 4K Steelbook, and honestly, I wish this movie was better because I think this looks kind of cool. If this was like an actually good pirate movie, this is a cool-ass cover.
I was about to say, what were you shitting on? I'm happy that Walmart's doing this. Look, they're even bringing back the clear slips.
They are. Look at
That's
that.
fucking boss. I know I don't want this movie.
Yep.
But
And the clear
I'm
slip.
happy.
Do you see what's going on with the clear slip? It gives like the pirate a bandana, and then the white Cutthroat Island.
Bandana.
Any Cutthroat Island fans out there? Probably not.
Not so far.
Not so far. Everyone's like, what in the hell? What about Rambo First Blood
It didn't eat your heart out. Look at this artwork.
and Rambo Last Blood? They're going first and last blood at Walmart. They're missing everything in between. Just 2 Steelbooks, first and last. So if you just wanted those two to like sandwich together, now you got them.
Strange.
Now you got them. Pre-order? Dude, I know these are shit. I just thought it was really funny that
Artwork shit,
I know,
too.
honestly, yes. But look, they're doing the little slip.
Stallone, Robin
I'm
Hood.
just trying to provide an update in terms of the Steelbook plastic slip case game that
I'm
Walmart
happy.
has inherited.
Yes, I'm excited about that.
Okay.
So there is a silver lining here. I shouldn't be trash talking too much. I'm
Okay.
excited about that.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, these titles are they got me scratching my head a bit.
Got you scratching your head a little bit. Well, that's actually some of the biggest round of 4K and Blu-ray news there is. I do have one more thing that I want to share, but before we do that, any other titles out there that you all are excited about that maybe we somehow missed this week? There wasn't too many like huge things I saw. Just not that this is huge, but nothing that was like too noteworthy. I think on the 15th is when Criterion do their announcements. So that'll be tomorrow. Yeah. So we'll wait a few weeks to talk about them.
After we shoot.
I know.
It is always the day after we shoot.
I know. What about anyone out there? Lindsay, the producer, do we have anyone in the chat waiting for anything good?
Mike TTC just came through saying that they also are re-releasing the American Psycho and Dread Steelbooks.
Oh, are they really?
Is it going to be one of those deluxe reprints?
Is it the same American Psycho Steelbook where like the Best Buy put out, or is it brand new art, like new everything? Because that one wasn't bad. It was where like he put the face down over.
Yeah,
that was kind of cool.
If I didn't already own that import, I would have bought that.
And Sarah was curious if you guys could actually name 5 good pirate movies.
Could we even name 5 good pirate movies?
No, I can't.
A pirate movie, a movie about pirates. Captain Phillips. I'm the captain now.
Was Captain Kirk a pirate movie?
Captain Kirk? Are we talking about Star Trek?
No, not Captain Kirk was his name.
Captain Ron?
Captain Ron.
I guess you could consider...
I consider that an escape film. He had an eye patch on and that. Captain Ron is Escape from Florida or wherever they're in
Escape
that
from
movie.
Florida.
For real.
Escape from New York. Escape from L.A. Escape from Martin Short's family.
I dig the original Pirates, like the Gore Verbinski, the first Pirates of the Caribbean. I think that's a great movie.
Can you even name a film?
I know.
I'm trying to think. What's another pirate film?
Cutthroat Island.
Okay. Because we just talked about it.
Right. I know you're right. What the fuck? There was one in the 70s. There was one that was
Sinbad?
probably, I don't know, Treasure Island.
Treasure Island? Who can name 5 good pirate films?
Who can name 5 pirate films?
Period.
I mean,
Go.
The Goonies is kind of pirate adjacent.
Pirate-esque.
Yeah.
Pirate adjacent. It's about pirates. There's some pirate action at the end.
We're
Pirate
really
ship.
reaching. I don't think they.
Nah, we're reaching. All right, we're reaching. All right, Russ. Well, since no one else has anything good to talk about, or maybe they do, and if you do, let us know. We'll get to that too. But the only other thing I wanted to share with you.
I'm just trying to think of pirate movies now.
Will just said Hook.
Hook.
Never saw it.
That's good.
You're lucky.
Never saw it. But keep on naming them.
Seriously, you are.
Let's keep on naming them. But now I like to turn it over to a segment that I like to call 4K Kings After Hours.
Fuck.
Is there music I'm supposed to cue up for that?
4K Kings After Hours. And as you know, Russ, every once in a while there'll be like...
I'm sorry, but yeah. I was just saying our one song. The Bjork sample one.
Oh, yeah.
After Hours.
After Hours.
That song?
How's it go?
No. What's it? The title.
I don't know. I forget what actress you named it.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
I know
about.
what song you're talking about.
Just that beat.
So every now and then, some titles will be, announced or released that are, horny.
Ooh.
Maybe it's like a company like a Severin or a Vinegar Syndrome that puts it out.
Dude, I already told you. I got spine number 7 of Unlawful Entry.
Unlawful Entry.
Yeah,
Your
yeah,
favorite. Your favorite boner jam of 1992?
1993.
93?
But yeah, dude. I picked up one of those out of the limited 17 count run that Scream Factory did.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me tell you. Tell me if you've seen these films, because I'll go out as far and say that maybe these aren't going to be so horny as they are going to be. Maybe a little bit on the disturbing horny side.
Are they like actual movies? Or are you saying this is like the Emmanuel stuff?
These
like
are movies.
Cinemax? Oh, okay.
And they're in the genre called Hicksploitation, which is a
My favorite.
which is a new genre to me. When I saw these announced, and then I looked at some of the comments, I was like, "What is this?" And then I looked at the comments, and someone was like, "Oh, these are my favorite Hicksploitation films."
Yeah.
What? Hicksploitation?
You fucking noob.
Hicksploitation?
Duh.
So I had to share the Hicksploitation films that I am now familiar with, and let me bring them up on the screen. Here we go. In a backwoods double feature, newly restored in a special edition, we've got Common Law Wife, and we've got Jennie Wife Child.
Classic. We're gonna need to smoke some backwoods.
What on earth? So this is the fact that this is newly restored, special edition from some company called Film Masters. Just these titles: Common Law Wife, Jennie Wife Child. These are coming out June 25th from a company called Film Masters and Something Weird Video. Newly restored, a backwoods double feature. These are originally released in the 60s. These are black and white.
Be honest, Matt. Did your dad edit this too?
I'm in this movie. Can you believe it?
You were conceived on this movie.
Dude, there are literally new commentaries that were put on this release. There are new features. There's an archival commentary with the director. Like, am I being Quigleyed again? Are there people that are like, you idiot? Of course we know what this is. First of all, does anyone know what this is before I talk about the synopsis? Has anyone heard of these?
I have not, man.
Okay, me neither. Common Law Wife synopsis. You ready? Here it is. Shug, a rich old man, throws out his longtime live-in mistress and moves in his young, sexy niece, who's just returned home after making a living as a stripper in New Orleans.
Matt, you're blushing.
The
That's
mistress.
our love story.
What'd you say?
So that's our love story.
Is that our love story, Lindsay, the producer?
That's our meet cute.
The mistress doesn't intend to go without a fight, however, and while Shug tries to make peace between the two women, he doesn't realize that his niece has her own plans. I'm into it. You ready? You ready for that? So here's a quote here's a review from Common Law Wife on IMDb.
Directed by Yorgos Lanthimos.
A very quirky film. A made in Texas drive-in quickie directed by exploitation maestro Larry Buchanan. It has it all. Inept cinematography, bad acting, terrible dubbing, and best of all, twisted, hate-filled characters. No nudity here. Just your garden variety sleaze and down-home depravity. They don't make them like this anymore, which is either a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not sure. I love that.
I stopped listening after you said exploitation maestro Larry Buchanan. I don't know why. That's the funniest fucking 4 words I've ever heard.
He's on an archival commentary. I don't know if he's still alive. Can we get Larry on the show? Do you think we can get him? Oh my God.
Well, reach out to your director friend. The guy who shot Killer Army.
Yeah, is he ready? Is he ready for a follow-up? Well, Jennie Wife Child Russ is the double bill on here if you were buying this release.
I always heard that one was good.
Did you hear this one was good? Well, you're actually not wrong. I know you're being funny, but I actually read the same thing. This says...
I know my shit, Matt.
The synopsis says...
Exploitation.
Seeds of revenge become planted in an old farmer's mind after he learns that his child bride is getting cozy with the hired help.
Shit.
I love that wordplay. Seeds of revenge become planted in an old farmer's mind.
I guess, dude. But I was more...
I'm sorry, dude. These just cracked me right up. Now, this one honestly had surprisingly better reviews. Someone remarked that this one's actually adequately shot and nudity. So this one dabbles into the nudity. That's a plus. I mean, what else am I going to expect from my backwoods double feature in the Hicksploitation genre?
Yeah. I don't know, Matt. So is this coming in on the same day as Mean Girls for you?
I pre-ordered it already. I pre-ordered one for you too. I forgot the Zombie Army, but I got you an extra copy for this.
Good. Sign this one for me too.
Could be in my top 5 of the year. I'm not sure. Anybody out there hear about these movies? Do you think they're as humorous as me? I don't know. I just had to share. This is just so out there. There was something else, some Ursula Andress movie that was announced or coming out called The Nurse. And it was in a yellow Blu-ray box, and it was from Shameless Entertainment. And she was like half nude on it. That was another one I almost showed, but I couldn't get it in time.
I never heard of that one.
Never heard of that one.
No.
All right, well. Anybody else got anything fun they want us to discuss or anything else you want to share? Lindsay, the producer, what do we got in there? Nothing big right now. Well, hold on. I want to show one more thing. All right. Anything you've got to share, Russ? Anything new you wanted to tell the people?
I don't know why when you said that The Room popped in my head.
What? We'll go watch The Room?
Nah, you know, when it like slowly pans in on Johnny with at his party at the end.
Yeah.
And he just ran, hey guys, you know, we're expecting or we're pregnant or something like that. Oh, great, Johnny. You know, yeah.
No, I don't get it. The Hot Spur. That was the other one I wanted to show you. Here it is. Hotspur.
I mean, I do have one title I'm interested in.
I can't get
that
the
would
art of it.
probably fall into this category.
What is it? Tell me.
What was I like, I don't even think I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Edwige Feniche.
Yeah.
Edwige Feniche.
Linnea Quigley. That one.
I don't cared about her.
But that one that you got that she's like doing some aerobicizing.
Yeah, that's just funny. I've never really found Linnea Quigley like sexy like that.
Do you think you were going to find the common law wife actress sexy and hot? Is that what you're...
Yeah. No, but I'm talking about there's one, Edwige Feniche, somebody's putting out. It's like Synapse or something. And I had never heard of that title. But I liked All the Colors of the Dark and a few others with her. It would fit, not in Hicksploitation, excuse me, but in the, I'd say the more respectable genre of softcore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Edwige Feniche. Correct me in the chat.
Blu-ray.com. Pull it up. What's the, because now.
I just search by that name, Edwige
You can
Feniche?
search by actors or
Can you?
actresses.
All right then. All right then. Does anyone know what Russ is talking about out there? Movies, people.
It's like EDWIGE.
EDWIG.
There'll be a lot of things that come up.
There she is.
And look, you should be able to sort it.
All the Colors of the Giallo?
That's a documentary.
Let me see here. I don't know how I can sort it, but I'm not sure.
I don't know. I saw she was in one that's coming out that I never heard of.
Well,
interested.
For this is this is a great closing point, Russ. We're gonna wrap it up here. We're gonna let people get back to their loved ones on Valentine's Day. But this is a great segue from Common Law Wife, Jennie Wife Child. This is my romance pick of the week for Valentine's Day.
Sorry, Lindsay, the producer.
Yeah, lucky me, right?
Let me know if you guys watch this at home. And yeah, that's about all we got for tonight. Like I said, a slow news week.
Yeah, it was fast.
A little slow. Well, it'll probably explode tomorrow. We'll probably have plenty of things that are coming out. But I did want to say thanks to everybody for tuning in. We will have our Trainspotting review coming up soon. If you haven't checked out our 4K collection video, check that out. We put that out earlier today. A lot of time, a lot of effort. Russ and I sharing over 200 titles with everybody out there. Let us know if there's anything that you didn't have. Any reviews you want us to do. Russ is tired of reviews. I want to do reviews constantly. I'm ready to do as many as we can. We want to do the reviews you want to hear about, and probably we'll sneak in some.
I
like
think
we
just need to figure out. We got to figure out something you and I disagree on.
Oh,
I think that's what it is.
That's what it needs to be.
That's what it is.
Russ, you're just ready to fight all the time. You're like, I'm tired of this friendly banter.
Yeah, just like that repressed memory you have. I have a lot of deep-seated hatred towards you,
and you're ready to get it out live.
I'm trying to work it out on this channel,
slowly but surely.
You remember that time in 12th grade? Where, I don't know. Just make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you like this video. You tell a friend. Let's get this video to 200 likes so that we can
get Vinegar Syndrome to pay attention, to notice.
Yeah, you're dealing with a star here.
A star. Dealing with a star.
Killer Army right here.
The Zombie Killer Army. The Zombie Army.
Zombie Army.
The Zombie Army, Russ. Get it right. The Zombie Army. So yes, come back soon. We live stream every other week. We got new videos every week. Come and visit with Russ whenever you can. Russ and I. Not just Russ. Me too. Or just come and see him if you'd like. There's some people out there that know where he works. Maybe know where he lives. You just show up, knock on his door.
And we'll see you at the movies.
Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you, common law wife.